My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network. Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots, the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them. I don't give a damn, can't stand them. Gang full of randoms. Fan with a handgun. Run up in your mansion, leave it all abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people of this country and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags. American flags. And every time we pull up, all you...
All right, Patriots, welcome to this edition of the Patriot Prayer Podcast. I got my co-host with me, White Rabbit. What's going on, Rabbit?
What's going on, brother?
It's a lot going on. So I'm right now on simulcasting because I'm gonna try it anyway. I got my phone set up over here, so I am streaming that to TikTok as I'm filming. But this way, TikTok doesn't get to see the videos unless violation. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Is what it is. So if you guys are watching on TikTok and you want to come actually see the real podcast with all the videos and all the things that we're going to be talking about, you can come over somewhere where it's not censored. Go on X at the Patriots Pray and actually watch it there with my co-host White Rabbit. We're going to be going through so much stuff, bro. Like there's so much craziness
Absolutely
going on right now. So the federalization of DC, we're going to talk about the same-sex marriage case that's being brought up right now. They are putting that back in the court. Now, they may send it right back to the states just like they did with Roe v. Wade.
like it should be.
And that's the thing, right? Should it be? And we'll talk about some of the religious implications and more along the line of like how the community and the culture was really going after. Was it really marriage that they wanted because they had everything they really wanted? I think that was just an extra step. I don't want to get too deep into that before we get there. But beyond that, we have the guy in Ohio that was assaulted, and now the Ohio legislature wants to charge the guy who was assaulted with a crime. They all of a sudden, right? It's like, okay, well, we got to do like you're really going to charge the guy who got beaten half to death with a crime.
Yeah,
and we're talking about
they're trying to start something. Absolutely trying to start something.
Before we get too far into the weeds on this, I do want to take the time out real quick, and I want to ask everybody. This is a very serious matter. I want to ask that everybody please say a prayer for our little buddy DJ. Over the last few months, I have gone on here and corrected a lot of people that were putting out bad information about DJ Daniel. And folks, I'm here to tell you that this time there was a medical incident that took place. He is okay right now. He's resting. But I just got off the phone a little earlier with his father. He may be joining us in the broadcast a little later to go into detail about it. But all I can say right now is our prayers right now are with DJ and his family.
Absolutely.
And he is okay. He is okay. He's resting. They're checking him out. Beyond that, I'm not going to say anything more because I think that should come from Dad.
Right.
But I do want to make sure that I don't see a lot of people coming on here later on with rumors and all this weird stuff about him, like they did last time, and he wasn't even in the hospital saying things about him, and none of that stuff is true, right?
Right. Right.
He went to the hospital. He had an incident. He's resting right now. He's good. That's the truth. So if you hear anyone else say more than that, just disregard. They're really just doing that for clickbait, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad that they would use a child in such a way.
What people won't stoop to.
On TikTok, I've had 3 TikTok shops shut down, bro. Shut down. They were selling DJ Daniel keychains, T-shirts, hats, all sorts of things. And DJ never saw a single dime of it. Didn't okay it. Didn't know about it. There was a meme coin at one point put out in DJ's name.
Yep.
Didn't know about it. Had nothing to do with it. And they made over $1 million off the coin. And DJ didn't see a dime of it. And this is the type of foul stuff that goes on because people really, I don't know, man. It's like even these scammers, right? There's a famous YouTuber, right? I forget the guy's name. Bless something or another. Anyway, you would know him if you saw him. Dark beard, tattoos on his face, that sort of thing. And he goes around,
I know. I know
he
who
goes
that is.
around giving people stacks of money, man, making their day.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So I had a guy, and he texted me the other day. Hey, are you a fan of mine? I already knew what was going on. Right?
Yeah.
I like to see how far I can take them. Right? When are they going to get to the scam part? I want to see how they're doing it, right? So, hey, no, I'm a big fan. Yeah, you're going to bless me. Thank you. Like, what do I have to do? Right? And so I let him get into all his little details of what I was going to do. Let him think he was going to scam me and all that. And then at the end, I just busted him, right? Like, I mean, you guys think that you're never going to eventually have that conversation face to face with God, bro. Like, you're going to escape and just steal. Like, people, these scammers literally wake up in the morning and figure out how to steal from people,
How to hurt people, literally
how to hurt people,
hurt.
and benefit off of people's pain.
They don't believe in the afterlife. They don't.
They'll hear your whole story about how you need whatever. And play into it like they're the real person, and then still steal from you when you got nothing.
The best con artists will always say they're a preacher. They'll say, I'm a pastor, I'm a preacher. And they tell you to trust them right away. You'll never hear someone, a true man of God, say anything like that.
No heart, bro. Anyone who steals.
They'll say trust in God. They won't even mention themselves. They'll mention God.
Yeah, and then you got the ones like the guy was just on there on the TikTok video we put out earlier, saying that I'm a Christian and he says not to judge. And we'll talk about that in relation to the same-sex marriage. But any one of those Christians that tell you that they don't judge, they don't read their Bible either.
Right.
Because it's not what it says. It literally does not say just to sit quiet in the corner and say nothing.
If you're a true Christian, you're a wuss. No.
You're not supposed to say anything. How
say that to the Crusaders that went on the Holy Wars. Say that to them.
To any of the apostles or any of the disciples.
The apostles were badasses, actually. They were actually badasses.
They were so peaceful and quiet and never raised their voice about anything. That's why they were dipped in tar, crucified upside down, stoned to death. They were just sitting in the corner quietly and not judging.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
And through all the torture, they never reneged on the rising of Jesus Christ. They went to death. They went to death. If they were lying, they would have said, fuck it. They were absolutely sure that they were okay. Kill my body.
One more. And there was a video that came out earlier today. Now, Bryson Gray is a friend of the show. Christian rapper, big talent, good guy, stands on his faith, can't be moved. This is my square. I don't care what you think, right? I love that attitude because it's very much like my own. And he told me that Martin Luther King was a neo-Marxist. And I never heard this about King because I met King's daughter, Alveda King. I met her at a Trump rally. And then I did a little research into the video the guy was putting out there because I'm like, these are big claims. Like he didn't believe in the resurrection. He was tied to all types of communists. It turns out that it was true.
Yeah.
It was true. I didn't know. Yeah. I had no idea that Martin Luther King was associating and affiliated that closely with communism and neo-Marxism. Yep. I didn't know. I mean, that just goes to show you, right? So I can agree with everything else he said about being colorblind. and seeing the content of the character before the colors, there are things that we could agree on, and then things we obviously, as of today, that I completely disagree with. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe in the resurrection. I believe in the miracles. I believe in all of that stuff and more. And by the way, guys, the book is in the works. I'm on chapter 11 right now. I'm writing a book called The Fate of the Fallen. It's going to be dealing with Nephilim, the fallen angels, the sons of God, where we're at today in history, walking you through all of the centuries and all the different kingdoms till we got to this point in these last days that we're in right now. It's going to be a wild book. I've been able to bend the ear of a lot of very, very intelligent Christian apologists, dispensationalists. I've gotten opinions from everywhere. Thank you to those people who gave me the time and let me talk to them and bounce ideas off of them and gave me their knowledge that I could later use and to put into this book. So that is coming very soon.
That is awesome.
It's going to be an awesome book. It is going to be it's going to be based on real theology, but the book in itself is a Christian fiction novel. So it's going to be based off of real theology, but the story that's being told in it is it's fiction. But even though it's fiction, it's based on what I think could be, right? So but the story is wild.
There's people love the theories on that stuff. I mean, they go into ancient alien theories, all sorts of stuff on that.
It's quite interesting. I don't do the ancient alien things to that degree, but I do believe that like the UFOs and all that stuff are real. I just don't believe that they're aliens.
No, they're us in the future.
But I don't even think that. I think you're just simply fallen angels.
The way I understand this, if you travel from the Andromeda galaxy, say it's 1 million light years away. You travel there in 1 second and you come back here in 1 second. 2 million years have passed on Earth. That makes interstellar travel impossible.
Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared. Energy times mass squared means like if you go to speed of light, time slows down. If you go twice the speed of light, then you're going backwards. So mathematically, it works out.
The only way to do it is to bend space and time in hyperspace. That's it.
Or fold it in half and wormholes and that sort of thing. And there's actually biblical references to things that could later be seen as portals. They call it Jacob's ladder. We might call that a portal today. If you read the book of Enoch, the book of Enoch talks about him being in a room with mirrored floors and things like that. Well, he described him back then might very well be taken as being on the inside of a spacecraft today. Stuff like that. And I explore that. I explore the talks about the firmament. I explore all those things. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be something for everybody in there.
Even Mohammed claimed to be taken up too.
I'm sorry?
Even Mohammed claimed to be taken up, and so did the Aztec king too.
I wonder if they took his 9-year-old wife with him, because I don't think she can go very far back. I'm gonna get in trouble, bro. I'm gonna stop. I'm just going. Lord, I apologize.
There was so much I wanted to say just now, but I said TikTok.
You know, the funny thing is actually none of it's funny, right? It's crazy that that's the literal story, and it's absolutely ignored. And people are so they don't want to talk about it because it might offend somebody. Well, I'm sorry if bringing up someone's P3Dophilia is going to offend you, right? Because
it's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah, he married her when she was 6 and then consummated when she was 9.
Have you seen?
Consummated at 9? What the fuck?
Have you seen Steven Crowder's video where he is a Bob Ross, remember the Happy Clouds painter?
Yeah,
and he's painting Muhammad. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to send you the video. It's so crossed the line. I won't even play it on here, but it is very wild, bro. Very, very wild. Well, guys, before I get started and we get into all these things, we're going to get pretty deep into these stories. I want to go ahead and take the time to say thank you to our sponsors. They're the guys who make it possible for us to do what we do. And I'm talking about Q Broadcast. Now, I recently told you about Q, but here's what people don't realize about Q. I'm not talking about the letter Q. I'm talking about CUE Broadcasting. CUE Broadcasting is the best streaming service out there. And we're streaming there right now live on TV as we speak. Now, the thing that's different about them that you won't get with YouTube TV, Hulu Live, DirecTV, whatever you got. If you're getting HBO, Cinemax, Stars, whatever you're paying for, along with VOD, you're paying in excess of $100.
Yep.
Absolutely, there's no way around it.
Easily.
This you're paying $59. $59 like 95 cents. And you are getting all of that. All the
news, all the news stations.
All the news stations, even in your local city or town. You just choose them and they're the ones that show up. No extra money. No more extras. Just you pay one flat fee and you get it all, including the Patriots Prayer Network, Steve, Maurice, myself, White Rabbit, Billy with Patriot Confederation, Nate Kane, Glenn Baker, and so many others that are going to be coming on to this network. We got like 4 other shows that'll be popping off here pretty soon,
and interviews with people you'll be interested in seeing.
Absolutely, stuff that you're gonna want to hear and you're gonna want to see, and in a lot of cases first. But right, that's the difference, right? We're gonna make sure that we've done our homework. We're not gonna talk to you about things that we don't know.
And no liberal influence whatsoever.
None. I'm not. I've made that mistake with people before, giving them opportunities without knowing who they were.
Right.
And so I yield back to the Bible where it says, "Do not be unequally yoked to one."
You think you got someone good, then they start telling you the earth is flat.
I got this. The earth is flat. But no, I was. I had recently we did end up parting ways with somebody, and it's that "what have you done for me lately" attitude that people get, and it's like, well, we did all this. Well, you didn't do. What about yesterday? Like, guys, man, we go out of our way to do this. Maurice has a huge heart. Steve has risked everything for this country. So has Nate. I've done so much for my community, for this network, to make sure that you guys are getting the best of the best. All the stuff that goes on behind the scenes and the hard work and sweat that goes into this is, I can tell you, I leave work at 4 p.m. and I don't stop until 9 or 10. So it's the truth. And every one of these guys will tell you. So we're doing whatever we can to helping Josh Holmes. So if you go to givesendgo.com/finish this fight, you can help us raise money to put the exoskeleton on Josh Holmes. The other day we put out the video. And he took his first steps in 22 years, bro. He took a mortar round. That is so cool. He took a mortar round in 2003. So here's a guy who hasn't walked, right? Whether if you go back in time and you look at mine and Maurice's first project, which was helping young Holden Armenta get to the Super Bowl and overcome the press that went after him and demonized him and said he wore blackface to the Chiefs game, and it wasn't true at all.
And his grandfather was a chief. That's the
was
official eagle feather headdress. His
you
don't just buy those at Walmart.
It's sad. It's sad. And but at the end of the day, that young man will probably never have to work another day in his life. Karen Phillips is no longer a reporter, and Deadspin is no longer a media. They're not a media presence anymore. They're done. They're gone. So I'm going to switch over here just for a second to the Cowboys and Indians layout, just so that I can play the commercial, because I was going so fast tonight, I didn't copy some of the videos over. So give me 2 seconds to grab this. I'll play it. We'll come right back. I want to make sure that everybody is represented. So let's start with our guy's Quitter real quick.
And if you're shocked by these 2 men dying in the pursuit of pleasure, it's more common than you might think. And this issue may lay a lot closer to home than imagined. Porn addiction will mentally kill you long before you reach the same fate as these guys. Quitter is on a mission to take over the industry, help men regain control of their lives, and finally break free from this evil habit. With their in-app 28-day challenge, 500,000 men have already seen incredible changes in their lives. With increased discipline, improvement in ED, and confidence confidence in themselves and in talking to women. Quitting porn doesn't have to be difficult, and with Quitter's cutting-edge app, 28 days is all it takes to enjoy the physical and mental benefits. Now you might be thinking, how do I know if I need help? Well, with Quitter's free porn addiction quiz, you can see how your habits compare to the 500,000 men that they have helped overcome their addiction forever. All you have to do is click the link in the description and download the app and begin the test. Today is the day you'll stop saying I'll quit tomorrow and regain control before it's too late.
So guys, yeah, I mean, it is a problem. It destroys families.
Absolutely.
It does. I mean, for men, it is not very manly, right? And it I think it breaks you down spiritually as well.
That's why people are embarrassed to talk about it. They know it's not right.
Yeah, they know. But guys, this is a way that you can finally get help and take control again. Go check those guys out over at Quitter app. They're awesome people. We're going to be having the guys on who created the app on all of the podcasts. So we're going to be talking to them about all the good they are doing for the family unit to help men overcome this problem. So let's go take a look at Q Broadcast real quick. We're going to come back and we're going to jump right into these stories.
Heard of Q Broadcast? It's taking the world by storm. People are cutting the cord to their high cable bills and moving away from streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, and others for something better. Q Broadcast. For just $60 a month, you'll get access to every channel you could ever want, including HBO, Cinemax, and Stars. And the best part? There are no contracts, no hidden fees, and you're free to cancel anytime. With Q Broadcast, you can enjoy streaming live TV, movies, and top series on up to 5 devices at once. Whether you're at home or on the go, Q Broadcast makes sure your entertainment is always at your fingertips. Imagine being able to watch all your favorite channels from anywhere, anytime, without any restrictions. We're talking about thousands of movies, hundreds of TV series, and a huge library of live channels, all in one place. And don't forget video on demand and pay-per-view events. Those are included at no extra cost, so you'll never miss a big event again. Now, take a second and think about your current cable bill. You're probably paying anywhere between $100 and $300 every month, locked into long-term contracts and hit with surprise rate increases. With Q Broadcast, that's a thing of the past. It's just $60 a month. No contracts, no extra fees, no hidden costs, and no price hikes. Why juggle multiple subscriptions like Netflix, Hulu, and cable when Q Broadcast gives you everything you need in one convenient package? People everywhere are switching to Q Broadcast, saving money and getting more content than ever before. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and sign up for Q Broadcast today. Just $60 a month, no contracts, no hidden fees. It's time to take control of your entertainment and start streaming smarter.
Definitely.
Man, that's one hell of a deal.
It is. And that's what people don't understand. It's way better than you think. When they're telling you that people are paying upwards of $300 a month for TV, that is not a joke.
I'm paying $100 a month for all these apps on my smart TV, and they're all playing the same crap, and I'm wasting my money.
Pay-per-view events, all of that.
No news channels. I get Fox Live and Newsmax too. That's it.
And it's all built in. You don't have to pay for nothing. $59.95. Everything you want to see, every streaming show from it's all there. All of it's there.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat this with a stick.
No.
So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first one we're going to talk about is the same-sex marriage case, right?
Right.
So before we get into that, I'm going to let them explain it. I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to get your thoughts on this as well.
Same-sex marriage across the United States, it could now be overturned. Senior Washington correspondent Devin Dwyer is on the story for us. All right, give us the deal, Devin. Who is actually asking the justices to overturn this?
Well, in recent years, Kira, we've been waiting for a case like this as some of the sentiment in the country has started to shift a little bit, softened rather, against same-sex marriage. There's been a lot of talk about whether the justices would get a chance to reconsider the case. And as you said there, they are getting that opportunity next month. We've learned that Kim Davis, she's that Kentucky clerk from back in 2015 that was at the center of international controversy when she...
We need so many more Kim Davises. that are willing to
I just
take
still
the
can't
hit.
get over they have a flag. I can't get over that still. A flag.
I can't get over how they put it on federal
For what
buildings.
they do behind closed doors, they have a freaking flag for it.
They stole the rainbow. I want the rainbow back.
When she refused to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple in Kentucky in defiance of the Supreme Court. She spent 6 days in jail. She lost a defamation suit. She had to pay $100,000 in damages, $260,000 in legal fees. That's what she's appealing to the Supreme Court. But it's the first time, Kira, that anyone has technically asked the justices explicitly to overturn Obergefell v. Hodges, which was that landmark ruling. And she does just that. Her counsel in this petition, which was filed last week, says that decision was egregiously wrong. And if that sounds familiar, that's the same type of argument that was made by opponents of abortion when they sought to overturn Roe versus Wade just a few years ago. So a lot of eyes on this petition. It's unclear whether the court will take it up, but certainly a lot on the line.
No, the court is taking it up. But
yes.
Here's the thing about Roe v. Wade. What a lot of people don't realize is the most liberal Supreme Court justice was named, what was her name? The little old lady.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was the most liberal Supreme Court justice ever there was, period. Maybe Ketanji Jackson Brown might have beaten her, but here's the thing. They asked her about this case. And she said, if this case ever gets sent before the court again, the rulings will go back to the states. And the reason why is the original case was based on a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The original case was based on a lie. And the Constitution never addresses the issue of a mother's right to choose.
So how can it be unconstitutional?
So it's not something that is talked about in the Constitution. Therefore, it goes back to the states. Now, here's a situation in which the same-sex marriage case. So same-sex marriages, when they occurred, it was like 10 years ago, that court ruling came out. Now, we already had a high divorce rate in America as it was. That divorce rate steepened even more after the ruling. And I always address it like this. I say, well, that is because the real thing becomes worth a lot less when you start counterfeiting it. That's simple.
Right.
So marriage,
exactly.
They got shows on TV called Marriage at First Sight, right? It's a TV show. Like getting married is a joke anymore. They show up. Never.
It's by design. It's to destroy the nuclear family and Christian values.
And exactly right. And then they try to say, well, we're not a Christian nation. I challenge that because
what does it say on the back of the dollar bill? In God we trust.
How many times is God addressed in the Bill of Rights? And multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes.
The Bill of Rights
Christian values, period.
Written based on Christian values.
Yep.
The people who wrote it were Christian, all except one. There was only one who wasn't. So the idea that we're not a Judeo-Christian country may be true only in the sense that we don't force religion on people. But we also don't force religion out of people, which is where
our laws are based on Christianity.
There was a letter written from an official to an individual. Now that letter has been cited over and over again like it's law, but it's the separation of church and state. Now, the letter was only written and it was only ever referred to because they did not want the governments actually telling the churches what they could or could not do.
Correct.
But they inverted it, the meaning of it, and said that now the churches aren't supposed to tell government what to do. That is not a fact at all.
Correct.
Not a fact at all.
The king can't get crowned without the Pope.
I'm not going to get into specific religions. I can go down rabbit holes like crazy when it comes to the thing is, it's like this: the churches in where what Jesus's role is in this country is without him, you wouldn't have this country. It's that simple. You would not have this country. Here's what the liberals are doing when they hear about this ruling, right? Because obviously, like the rest of us were working. Right, we had stuff to do, families to raise, jobs to go to. Here's what they were doing.
Well, is there any?
Hold up, wrong. Here we go.
Right now is the fact that they're genuinely trying to take away same-sex marriage right now. Like, are you serious? The lady who's insinuating that this should happen has been divorced 3 times.
Logic.
She's currently in her fourth marriage.
I don't see how the correlation matters.
How is someone who has had multiple failed marriages supposed to be telling people who actually love each other and actually want to be with each other to not be allowed to get married?
Actually love each other.
What?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
They have the same insides? Because they're downstairs.
No, I think it's because they have the same outsides. That is the difference. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you guys, if people want to go back to a day and age where we had civil unions, where 2 grown people entered into a legal contract to give them all the same exact rights as a marriage, I can't say nothing about that. I may not.
But now they're trying to insult Christianity by saying, no, married in a church under God. Why?
Because there was a shot at Christianity. It was a shot at religion. We want in the door to, we want in the room to, we want, and all it did was get him the label marriage. It didn't get him any other rights. It gave him no other privileges. It just allowed them to take one more step and then encroach on everyone's religion.
And yet they say we're taking away their rights. They're getting more rights than us.
They have, I mean, listen, and this is the way I feel about that. If you belong to a specific group of any kind, whether it's just being a woman or being a specific race of person or belonging to a specific, coming from a specific country, whatever it is, if we write a law specific to you, that law is inherently racist. If you do something to me, right? I'm hypothetically speaking now, hypothetically. If you do something to me and I can't treat you as equal as the next person without getting some extra crime or an enhancement, then I'm not equal with you. If you're being a straight up a-hole, then that's what you're doing. And it doesn't matter if you tie your shirt in the front and Eric is now Erica or whatever, you know, but all of a sudden if you get treated like everyone else, truly equal, which means you get bopped upside the head by somebody or whatever, that's a hate crime. No, it's not actually a hate crime. You're just being an a-hole.
Yes, exactly.
And not treated equally. That's
what they say whenever a black man attacks a white man. Oh, he was just fighting. That wasn't racial.
We're gonna get into that conversation too. But the you know, for her sitting around with her weird hairdo and her nose ring and all of that kind of thing. And
dead sign you're dealing with a psycho.
With all these weird opinions about something she knows nothing about.
They really think they sound intelligent too. You hear them. They really think they just won an Oscar. Like they're going to get the Nobel Peace Prize for this speech. And you're like,
it's proof though. It's proof that all they got to do is get them when they're young.
Yep.
And when they take over the education system, 1 to 2 generations can ruin a country.
You can't really say it because you're on TikTok right now, but they did that in 1930s, 40s Germany with a certain youth. The youth. Because what did they say? You get to the youth, you have the future. I think they even said that in the beginning of the Motley Crue album when Alistair Keane did his speech.
Those
who have the children have the future.
They were the same crowd making parody songs a few years ago about coming after the children. Like they're saying, we're not coming after children. Then they put out a song about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they always talk about dog whistles, because they do it all the time.
They do it all the time. And they telegraph their punches. Whatever they're telling you, they're going to tell you what they do before they do it.
Just accuse you of it first.
You gotta be listening to hear it. Now, Donald Trump has taken the step to federalize DC.
Yep.
And tired of the crime, tired of the way. What did he say earlier? You spit, we hit, right?
Yeah.
And then Hero went ballistic. Listen, this used to be the same attitude coming from Joe Biden years ago.
Yeah.
Same attitude, same speech, same everything. I don't know what happened to the left. I don't know how many people have this man so
BlackRock happened to the left. That's what happened.
Is it if he's really lost his mind to that degree, or is he that compromised where he can't make any of his own decisions. I think it's a combination of both. I don't know. I lost your I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm gonna play that video while you're working on that and let you guys hear about Trump federalizing DC.
Yeah, well, one of the guys that's in here is Eric Swalwell. Now, that is secondhand information from the whistleblower, but the whistleblower actually attended a meeting with Adam Schiff when he was ranking member. Yeah. I stand corrected. It was
they both hate Trump, so I kind of mix them up.
And for everyone who doesn't know, this whistleblower was a Democrat.
Yes.
So this is coming from the Democrat.
Adam Schiff's staff.
By the Democrats, for the Democrats, of the Democrats. So
and he was ignored by the FBI 2 years ago. He came forward.
Exactly, and it was ignored.
Yep.
Yeah, they all merge together these days. Listen, this whistleblower literally sat in a meeting, he says, he tells the FBI, where Adam Schiff authorized the leaking of classified secrets to dirty up Donald Trump and to try to build towards either a select committee in Congress or a special prosecutor. This whistleblower was a career intelligence officer. He had worked for the House Intelligence Committee, Democrat staff for a dozen years when he came forward to the FBI. He gave 4 interviews. He gave very specific information to the FBI, and nothing happened. Why? Because the Justice Department simply decided to take a pass. How many times have we sat around in the last decade and heard, we're going to get to the bottom of that classified leak, and then a few months later, we couldn't get to the bottom of that classified leak. In the case of Adam Schiff, they got to the bottom of some classified leaks, but the Justice Department chose not to act. So tonight, past attorney generals, people like Merrick Garland and Jeff Sessions and Rod Rosenstein, who was acting on Russiagate, they've got some serious questions answered. Did they know about this Adam Schiff stuff? Why did they allow it to be passed on? And will anything happen in the current Justice Department?
Here's how I see it. Adam Schiff knew the information was false. So did Eric Swalwell. So did AOC. So did all of them. Chuck Schumer, all the rest of them. Adam Schiff went the extra mile. He goes in holding up a manila folder. Not making this up. He's in front of the news cameras. I have the evidence right here.
Right here in front of me.
FBI says, go grab him. Like, we want to talk to him.
Yeah.
You pull him into a room. Let us see your evidence. I don't have any evidence. And then he leaves that FBI meeting. He goes outside of the Hoover building. Standing out front, the news media approaches him again to find out once again that he has the evidence right here. So he went right back to his lie. He didn't miss a beat. And here's the thing. So follow this logic, okay? So he knows he's got false data, accusing a sitting president of colluding with the Russians. An FBI, somebody in the Department of Justice or FBI was told by this guy in a meeting to leak that false data. So now
Peter Strzok said there was an insurance policy. There you go.
And that's right. And the text message talked about that very clearly with Obama being an insurance policy. But here's the thing. They engaged in this knowing that the data was false. They leaked it to the press knowing it was false. They got FISA warrants on data they knew was false.
And even it was noted that it didn't have enough evidence. Right? What is that called? That when they turned it in, that there was some with the 203 or what was that called?
302.
Yeah, and it even said on there that it was not verified information.
So they called it barroom talk. All this talk that came from Igor Danchenko was barroom talk. Yeah. That's how they referred to it. It was secondhand knowledge. The FBI actually offered Christopher Steele,
but that's not supposed to hold up in court.
But $1 million is what they offered Christopher Steele to come testify and corroborate the dossier that he created. He didn't take him up on their offer. The reason why he didn't take him up on their offer is because he knew it was false. Michael Sussman, who worked for the law firm that hired Fusion GPS, said that he was not representing a political anyone when he went to the FBI with the dossier. He said he was there as a concerned citizen, right? Perkins and Coy. So he goes there. He's delivers all of this dossier, goes over it with Peter Strzok and others in the FBI. He said he was there as a citizen, but he billed Hillary Clinton for the time that he was there.
Her law firm.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So he lied to the FBI. Then
He got fined. Didn't he have to pay $150,000 or something?
A drop in the bucket for a crook like that.
Pots he had in their purse.
But when you put all of this together, this was a coup. It was definitely treasonous, and so in my opinion is that when they censured Adam Schiff because he knowingly participated and lied, this is a crime worth way more than censuring.
They just installed him in Senate.
And he still has access to intelligence. They all were sat through intelligence briefings.
Yeah, now he can get access again because he's not in the House.
He should be in jail. He should be in prison. He should be in prison. And Donald Trump could actually use the Victory Act. He could use the Patriot Act. He could use the NDAA against Adam.
I think he's going for more. I don't think he's going for these small. He's getting them for every single thing they did first.
Yeah, but I guess my beef is more in the fact that the right, they need to do more, bro. They need to do more.
Almost like they're in it together, huh?
They complain about these things. We go crazy over them on the internet for a little bit. Some news stories run, and then nothing happens.
Yeah,
I'm tired of that.
They only talk about what the liberal news is talking about. Like if you notice, they'll literally forget about the story.
No, they're arguing with each other, and we're in the middle. We're in the middle, and we get caught up in it. And then we get angry, and then the citizens of the country are.
Why do you think I get censored all the time? I don't follow that bullshit narrative.
Yeah, it's sad. And I'm ready for somebody to finally get in trouble. I'm done with this. Here we go with Janine Pirro, who was questioned by the press, and this lady.
I love her.
This lady right here, she does not mince words.
No.
Hold up. This is. Hold up. This is not that clip, but I love this clip. This is what they were doing when we were working. They were out marching. Trump must go.
And we're paying for their food stamps, I'm sure.
And I'm sure they were hired by
attack the people that are working hard to make sure you have a lifestyle. But resent us. Go ahead.
The renter rioters, right? The guy that actually
crowdsource.
Organizes all these things says no, they're activists, and I provide activists, and they don't even know half of the things they stand for.
Yeah, you can call crowdsource and get them people.
There was a kid with some chalk, young black woman, in front of a college, and she was writing on the ground from the river to the sea.
Mm-hmm.
A reporter goes up to her and says, "Do you know what that means?" And she didn't even know what it meant.
No,
she had no idea what she was saying.
Popular.
But when they're saying stop the genocide on one out of this side of their face, while out of this side of their face they're saying from the river to the sea, standing with a mosque who literally has it in their charter to take out all the Jews worldwide, no matter where they are, no matter where you find them.
Flood the public square with enough sewage and the whole population will be confused and be easy to control.
I'm not a Christian apologist. When a country is wrong for doing something, I'll tell you they're wrong.
Right.
But it is a very slippery slope to go from I don't agree with what Israel did in this instance to degrading or denigrating an entire race of people. The same way that we should look at those that live in Gaza at that time. If everyone is not Hamas and doesn't want to be treated like Hamas, it's fine. Well, then if everyone just starts worried more about what is right and wrong versus what is right and left, maybe we'd have more to talk about.
We could talk about this for 2 hours, literally.
But I'm not.
Bullshit. Send more aid, but then you watch videos of Hamas literally on the truck, stole the whole fucking truck. They don't just take the aid; they take the whole vehicle.
Well, and not only that, you got UNRWA
and the semi truck and trailer. They keep it.
You know about the Red Cross and the United Nations actually taking part in what was going on, putting people in SUVs. There was a reporter from CNN who was there traveling with them, documenting it.
Yes.
Who got there days before.
The ambassador for Palestine asked the UN to kick Israel out of the UN.
That's crazy.
Because they're committing a genocide against Palestine. Literally.
That's
acting
crazy
like
to me.
That Israel provoked October 7th, and now they're trying to take out every citizen. So is the government trying to say every citizen is Hamas? Because they clearly said just Hamas.
Well, here's a video. It's on the other profile, but I'm going to.
By the way, we're still streaming on TikTok. I have verification. It happened.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm gonna switch profiles for a second. And I'm gonna play a video because I think everyone needs to know this. Everyone talks about Hamas and in this situation without knowing the history behind it. Take a look at this video, and I'll ask you again, and anyone in the comments can chime in. When was Palestine created? When was it a country? Keep that in mind. I'm going to play the video. I'll be right back.
All over the world, people are demonstrating to give the land of Israel back to the Palestinian people. Let's look at the history of the land. From 1948 until today, not a Palestinian state. From 1917 to 1948, not a Palestinian state. From 1516 to 1917, not a Palestinian state. From 1260 to 1516, not a Palestinian state. From 1187 to 1260, not a Palestinian state. From 1099 to 1187, not a Palestinian state. From 638 to 1099, not a Palestinian state. From 324 to 638, not a Palestinian state. From 63 BCE to 324, not a Palestinian state. From 167 BCE to 63, not a Palestinian state. From 322 BCE to 167 BCE, not a Palestinian state. From 586 BCE to 322 BCE, not a Palestinian state. From 1004 BCE to 586 BCE, not a Palestinian state. From 1200 BCE to 1004 BCE, not a Palestinian state. From 3600 BCE to 1200 BCE, not a Palestinian state. From 5800 BCE to 3600 BCE, not a Palestinian state. Fiction can be compelling, inspiring, even emotional, but it's still fiction. Don't be duped.
So you tell me when, what are we talking about? When was it ever Palestine? So how can Israel occupy a country that has never existed? The reality of it was back in BCE, when the Romans took over, one of the emperors did not like the name Judea. So what he did was he changed the name of the region to Syria de Palestina. And from there, it got shortened to Palestine, and the name stuck. But never, ever, ever was it a Palestine
They know
state.
that.
And nor was there ever a Palestinian people.
Right.
So that never existed. There are tribes, tribe of Hamas, tribe of Nablus, all different. There's like a whole bunch of different tribes. Now, should we do something to get peace in the region to where these people are getting along? Yes, but I think Israel has tried that multiple times. They won't come to the table. The Abraham Accords got closer, but now
they accused Israel of not coming to the table for peace talks right in front of the United Nations.
They had one Israel Prime Minister, Ben Guri, who was going to actually with what's her name? There was I can't think of her name. But she said a very famous quote. She said, there will be peace in that region of the world when the Palestinians love their children more than they hate the Jews. Now, I still say all that, and I'm telling you, I'm not an Israeli apologist. I don't agree with what they're doing with starving out the kids. I don't agree with them going and picking up their packages of food that are dropped and then being lured into traps or not getting food and things. I don't agree with it at all. Don't agree with it. I'll call Israel out all day long. But at the same time, they have every right to exist. They have every right to self-determination. How they want to rule their country by allowing people who believe in the religion, orthodoxy, or whatever, being the only ones that are being able to hold power, that is completely up to them. Because if you had the same feeling about the Islamic states that enforce Sharia law, why isn't the left talking about Sharia law? They don't mention it. They don't talk about it because it doesn't go along with the narrative. Now, I don't have a dog in the fight in that regard, but I just call things right that are right and things that are wrong, I call them wrong. It's that simple. And if we all did that,
It's
no matter
not
what
hard
side
to
of
do.
the aisle we
It
lived on,
isn't. Easy to remember the truth too, isn't it?
it's very simple. And if for anybody who does not understand, I can always just pull that video out again, just show it to you again. You tell me what year it existed, who was the king, who ruled over it, when
They're
did it
going to
get
show you a
established?
skewered map, or it shows it. They already have the fake maps already that they throw in your face. It's usually by the AP or by the National Enquirer or something really left-wing satire, and they'll show where that Israel took over Palestine. They make up. There are so many different fake maps and different reasons. And then they literally would say from the river to the sea, like you said, after accusing Israel and the United States of trying to commit genocide, when all they're saying is I'm getting rid of Hamas. So are you telling me that the entire Palestine West Bank is all Hamas? Because they're saying when you eliminate Hamas, you eliminate the entire Palestinian people.
Well, how do they feel? Why is it that it goes bad for Israel when they talk about it? What about
how
them
come
being?
they get to unalive all of these hostages and we don't do shit? They keep doing it like Black Sunday did from the Olympics. They do it and just.
What happened to the Palestinians when they went to Jordan? Got thrown out. What happened when they went to Israel? Got thrown out.
There's
Every
a wall
country
on
they go
Egypt
to,
because of them.
they all throw them out. Every country they've ever been to puts them out. Why? Because they go in, they go after their leaders, they cause a bunch of problems.
Look what they're doing here.
Israel
Rashida
left them,
Tlaib, look at her.
Israel left them a hustling, bustling infrastructure in 2005 and left them economy, a nice looking, functioning
and they
place.
dug tunnels with it.
And instead of taking that money and actually using it to build things up, they used it to wage guerrilla warfare.
Yep.
They could have just went along with the two-state system, showed up to the table, signed a treaty, but that's not good enough.
Because they want Israel gone.
Israel's got to be gone.
Yes.
And that's where they lose me.
Yep.
Because I want safety for their children. I do. I want
Typical
safety for
narcissists blaming them for trying to take them out when that's what they preach they want to do every day. There's children in elementary school that are being taught and they're doing plays on eliminating the Jewish people.
Yes.
And then they try to say that everybody else is after them. It's typical gaslighting from narcissism right there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the liberals fucking love it.
Yeah. Yeah, they love it.
Sad.
And they eat it up. Well, a lot of these same liberals that we're talking about, Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, all belong to the Democrat Socialists of America. The New York Post went and did an expose on them where they went into one of their functions. And when they went there, what they found were many people dressed in Hamas regalia.
Yep.
Now, I took that video that showed the children that were being kidnapped and all that, and they were put it up there and show their names and show their faces. Now I posted that on some a platform that starts with a T and ends in a K. But as soon as I did, it got removed. And with no reason for it, they just muted the video.
It's misinformation, which means information they don't like.
See, what happened was the liberals, the self-righteous liberals, they always took a specific side in this particular disagreement. And October the 7th ruined their narrative because the people that they saw as the downtrodden, as the disenfranchised, ostracized, however you want to say it, they became the enemy. And the people that they saw as the enemy became the victims. And that wasn't good for their narrative. So what did they do? They didn't want people humanizing them. So they went around on all these college campuses and started removing all the posters and the pictures of the children because it just destroyed their narrative.
What was messed up, they literally went from calling every Trump rally a Yahtzee rally. This is 1935 all over again. And then they went, we hate Jews. And then
and that became acceptable.
That was acceptable. Yazidis while being anti-Semitic makes absolutely no sense.
I called them anti-Semitic gang rallies, and they were allowing them in colleges.
Absolutely are.
And the staff and the teachers were all taking part in them, which is actually a violation of their code of ethics, and it's actually what their federal funding is dependent on, which is why Trump took their federal funding.
Your money is covering the expenses that they lose.
Now, let's just switch sides for a second. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not an Israeli apologist. Now, this is how much I actually feel that way. 90+% of all of our elected officials have a AIPAC babysitter. So they're funded by AIPAC. AIPAC was bragging that they have more political control over our people than we do. So when I'm telling you, I'm not an Israeli apologist. I'm not at all. I don't like that. No foreign nation should be able to fund our government to the point where they can control them. So I don't like that. I would get rid of that tomorrow if I could. I'm just calling a spade. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
It's gotten to the part where lying is what they have to do.
I'm also the same guy. I'm also the same guy who had on surviving members from the USS Liberty who were attacked by Israel in the 7-Day War, and they ended up having to pay reparations. They lied about
all
the boat
Democrat
being.
bureaucrats and politicians are nothing but scammers.
That was Robert McNamara. That was LBJ. All part of that same false flag, right?
LBJ.
So I'm not. When I tell you I'm not an Israeli apologist, I'm not at all. Zero. But here's a situation where this is right and that's wrong, and that's just that simple. That's simple. Now let's move on to Miss Pirro.
Like that?
Miss Pirro, we got sidetracked for a second, but Miss Pirro kind of went crazy on the press earlier today. Janine, boy, oh my God, she is a firecracker, bro. Listen.
Yes, what's needed?
The names from the president. He has to know. When can we expect names for the Superior Court?
Very soon.
Weeks?
Soon.
You said a redistribution of resources by the FBI.
Okay, you're out of time?
You said
that means it's had enough. Goodbye. Thank you. Come on. I want you to report on.
But you said it's guns. You said it's guns on the street that's causing this problem. Are you concerned that the DOJ's funding cuts to gun violence prevention programs undermine the effort?
We are putting all kinds of resources onto the street.
Cutting funds to programs for so these programs, all they do is create jobs for people that are anti-gun, right? So they survive off of these things. What USAID, USIP has done for years, and then they create all these organizations, and these organizations
their own armories inside.
So, but the problem is that when you take those funds away, is these people no longer have jobs. So in order to keep their jobs, just like the Rainbow Coalition, Black Lives Matter, doesn't matter. All of these people need these problems to exist in order for them to continue to get paychecks. Racism, for that reason, is big money to groups like this. Gun violence, pew violence, is big money to people who live for the anti-gun lobby.
You've seen them coming out now. Instead of federalizing DC, they're saying, just give us the $1 billion and we promise to spend it on hiring new police.
Yeah, well, I got some
money disappears once you release it. And they go,
Maurice and Steve, the Cowboys and Indians podcast. I'm going to be working with them over the next week, and we have a bombshell report that is about to drop about the hiring practices done by all these big tech companies and about how they prioritize minority resumes over white men. And I got the numbers and the data to back that up. Racism is truly happening. It's truly in practice.
See it every day, and it's acceptable if you have this color skin.
Well, if you look at just the hiring numbers on Bloomberg from 2021 to 2023, I'll give you this tidbit: 380,000 jobs were created in the tech industry. Out of those 380,000 jobs that were created, 94% of them went to non-white minorities. Only 6% of them went to Caucasian males. Now, when you contrast that against the
nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah, we'll contrast that against the population: 65% white and 35% other. Right. So you should see hiring numbers that kind of mimic those, or at least close to that. When you see 6% of the jobs, only 6% went to white males. That tells you that the system is rigged. So you're going to ask yourself, how do we know that? Not only do I know that, Maurice and Steve are actually going to go over the actual systems that they use, the filters that they actually use inside of companies. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give nobody too much forewarning, but there are literal systems within these nonprofits and companies that filter out certain resumes for certain people that have a certain skin color or political belief, for that matter. So it's all coming. Let Janine finish saying what she's saying. I went down a rabbit hole.
But what about the gun aspect of the gun violence?
In April, Ed Martin issued a press release hailing the drop in crime rates at the end of April. What changed?
It's never enough. This changed. This changed. It's never enough. You tell these families crime has dropped. You tell the mother of the intern who was shot going out from McDonald's near the Washington Convention Center, oh, crime is down. You tell the kid who was just beat the hell and back with a severe concussion and a broken nose, crime is down.
Yeah.
No, that falls on deaf ears. And my ears are deaf to that. And that's why I fight the fight.
Damn straight. Get her.
That lady is that lady's a beast.
She's a tiger, absolutely.
And I absolutely love. I mean, she actually held back. She held back. She's actually got a lot more in her than even that. And there are many people that continuously point to.
I get the holding back thing 100%.
Oh, she's definitely holding back.
I hold back all the time on the internet.
I'm gonna show you guys something to shut down the people that think that only the right is, they did the insurrection on J6, all that. Well, here is something that just happened just a few days ago, right? We're only talking about a few days back. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. This is about a month back, to be more specific. And what you're looking at are liberals that are in front of the Capitol, and watch what they do. And so this completely kills the whole narrative of J6. Watch what they do to the barricades and watch what they do.
Okay. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, the double standard that they try to push on us. And like, we're all idiots. I mean, blows my mind. And it's
that
just
is the
making us
double
mad.
standard.
It's almost like they're pushing a conflict, in my opinion.
That is did you see it? Did it actually come up?
No, it didn't come up. No.
Oh, hold on. I want to pull it up. I thought it was actually showing. I want to show it. So give me just a sec. Let me, because I leave the screen. I want to make sure it actually shows.
Correct.
Where's it at? Here it is. So give me just a second to go to one of the other ones. There we go.
Because they're
Oh, get out of here. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Got people breaking through the barriers to the Capitol building. We got people breaking through the barriers to the Capitol building.
That's the left.
That's where they started screaming their arrest.
People that are breaking through the barriers of the Capitol building, rushing the Capitol steps.
Jolly Ginger's recording this, by the way. Jolly Good Ginger's recording this.
So
later on saying, look, they're arresting vets, after he made a video saying they broke through the barricades. They broke through the barricades. And he was the one saying the insurrection started on January 6th because they broke through the barricades.
Right. That's the double standard. That's the double standard. There's Jews for Peace and Rashida Tlaib. They all said after October the 7th, there was an incident where an ordinance exploded outside of a hospital in Hamas. Now, they tried to blame that on Israel. The intelligence report said that that was Hamas who did that. Even though she knew full well who the actual perpetrator of the incident was, she still went out in the middle of the street in D.C. and repeated the lie.
Yep.
And then they went in and occupied.
And the media ate it up.
They ate it up. They ate it up. And
they
no one got in trouble.
They like it. They're sick people, in my opinion.
They were held for 24 hours and released.
Yeah.
That was it. Our people were they lost the people that lost their civil liberties on J6 were held. They weren't given their mail. They weren't given proper phone time. They were treated terribly. I've interviewed multitudes of them. And there were a lot of people that got in trouble that day that didn't even go into the Capitol.
By nuns in Catholic school than these friggin' people are.
But this is what I mean. They if it's just about what's right and wrong or true or false, then a lot of the political arguments we have with these guys would go away because they would find incidents of wrong on their side, and we would be able to find places
they lie
where
about
we
it
agree.
on purpose so they could sell the friggin' narrative.
Because they care more about their agenda than they do about the truth.
Yeah, everybody's a social media influencer now. Every politician, all
breaking news and new development.
So, did we play this one already about the yeah, we did. But so we're talking about in our final story, we're talking about the Cincinnati incident where they were charging the man who was beaten. They're trying to charge him with a crime, right? And they're saying that he incited the violence because he called someone a name. I will tell you this much
no,
right
they're
now.
trying to say he smacked one of them. Remember?
But that's not true, though.
No, it's not.
That's true. And the mom of one of the
and the Cincinnati police department's like, I believe the mob.
But here's the mom admitting that that's not true. But listen closely to what everything that the mom actually has to say. Listen to what she said.
Story. Here's what Montiana's Merriweather's mother had to say outside of court.
These Russians was walking down the street, and on the video, he said, "You want to mess with these Russians?" And he smacked the first guy, but it wasn't like they thugs. My child.
What the hell? What? I just became Little John. What?
He robbed the McDonald's, but he's not a thief. It gets better than that, dude. Because this is what I tell people all the time. It is not a color thing. It is absolutely 100% a culture thing.
Bingo.
I have family way whiter than me that fall into this category. Easily fall into this category. But listen to what she's saying now. This is her kid, right? And her kid is in school. Keep that in mind as she says the rest of what she's getting ready to say. Listen.
Wasn't like they thugs. My child is in school. He have 5 kids.
Stop.
So if her kid's in school and he has 5 kids,
yes,
doesn't that mean her benefits just went through the roof?
He's in school and he has 5 kids. But it's okay because he's good, because listen to why he's good. Listen.
He have 5 kids. He's on the B honor roll in school.
He's on the B honor roll in school. So on her refrigerator are the pictures that her son drew, right above the pictures that her grandchildren drew. They go to the same school, and they're going to graduate a few years apart.
It's not funny. It's so stupid. It's funny. Oh, man.
This is a Jerry Springer episode, bro.
Oh.
Jerry Springer all the way. And they really don't if somebody played this back for her later, I wonder if she realized what she actually said.
It's because she said it to somebody that was.
And he's not the thug that they put out, but it wasn't like they thugs. My child is in school. He have 5 kids. He's on the B honor roll in school. And he's not.
Montiana's Merriweather's mother had to say outside of court.
These Russians was walking down the street, and on the video, he said, "You want to mess with these Russians?" And he smacked the first guy.
Okay, her son, on video said, "You want to mess with these Russians," and he smacked one of them. Okay, what more do you have to do to be considered a thug?
Well, no, that's acceptable. You didn't know that? You could that's not.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what the criteria for thug is that he didn't meet in her book.
And what's the criteria to look at someone and say they're a Russian?
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. How do you look at someone and know they're a Russian?
Yeah, it's curious.
Very curious.
But it wasn't like they thugs. My child is in school. He have 5 kids. He's
just like freaking that movie Total Recall with the taxi driver. Man, I got 5 kids at home.
I was telling you earlier, growing up in the inner city of Baltimore, you would hear people argue about over who's a better parent and that sort of thing. And one of the argument that I love that has always stuck with me through the years is when one says, "I feed my kids." Like, what? I hope so.
Do you do the dishes too?
I hope you feed your children. Is that all you need to do to be a good mom? You just have to put food out like you do for the pets?
I'm glad my tax money went to feed your children, and I'm glad you prepared it. It was probably a box of fucking heat in the microwave chicken fucking nuggets anyways.
My God. I grew up on them banquet chicken meals, dude.
Yeah.
I can't eat them no more.
You know what they taste like.
I can't eat them no more.
If you can eat that, you can eat anything.
I can't do it. I can't do it. So, in closing, guys, we talked about the same-sex marriage issue. I'm a Christian. This is a godly nation. And at the end of the day, this is a situation in which what needs to be done to fix this is the religious folk. I hate using the word religion, but let's say people who truly believe in God have to have, that is theirs. That is what it is. It's theirs.
When you say religion, people refer to organized religion, and
marriage
you mean God when you say religion.
The term marriage is a spiritual term, meaning God joins the spirit of 2 people and makes them one. Right? They don't believe in God. Therefore, why do you need to have marriage? Why can't you just have all the rights of a marriage, But no, you need to take the word too. It needs to
If
go
they
back
want
to
to
the
force the
states.
Catholic Churches to allow the marriages to happen, is what it is.
Well,
Forcing them to accept
and they've slipped a long way too.
Because
Francis,
remember,
was
if
one
you
of the,
did that, you got excommunicated out of the Catholic Church.
well, Francis took the Catholic Church down a road that they never been before, and then you have other religions like the United Methodist Church and the sex different portions of the Lutheran Church actually started ordaining people. They actually had this thing that they say in the United Methodist Church called the Sparkle Creed. Have you ever heard it?
No.
So this is literally, I mean, and as a Christian, this absolutely is one of the most offensive, just I can't. When I heard it the first time, I got extremely angry, extremely angry.
I'm almost
Listen,
knocking my hat off.
listen to what she says. Listen to what she says very closely.
Okay.
And you'll hear this is how they start off their worship in church.
Okay.
I can't believe this truly
Is it
exists.
the same like that one alphabet preacher that insulted Trump when we found out she was doing illegal shit with
She's worse than that lady.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Worse than that lady. Look at this.
Okay.
So I'm going to play this, and it's called the Sparkle Creed, and she is a Methodist.
To
Listen.
rise in body or spirit, and let us confess our faith today in the words of the Sparkle Creed. I believe in the non-binary God, whose pronouns are plural. I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had 2 dads, and saw everyone as a sibling child of God. I believe in the rainbow spirit, who shatters our image of one white light and refracts it into a rainbow of gorgeous diversity. I believe in the Church of Everyday Saints as numerous, creative, and resilient.
They need to replace saint with satanist.
I can't listen to that too long. Like
that was evil as evil could get. That, I mean, she might as well been wearing a pentagram around her neck.
I physically start feeling the effects of the type of anger that wells up in me when I hear that. Now, early on, when PPN very first started, I went into the UMC church. I went in and I confronted them on their theology directly, and this is when I kind of lost. Like, I'm very hard on American Christianity because I look at it as a form of Christianity, and they say more often than not you shouldn't judge people that. But what they're really doing is telling people not to be Christian, and they don't stand up for their religion.
They won't say it out loud, but they'll do everything and every word.
And I'm not making a blanket statement.
What they mean, they just won't say it.
I'm not making a blanket statement against all churches. I'm just talking about a majority where people have stopped living by the word, precept by precept, and start worshiping God based off the God they create in their mind.
They're going by fads and they're just making money and they don't care.
When I see these this false doctrine and these things, I actually call them out. I actually go to the church, call the pastor out. I invite him on to defend.
Have you checked any of their bank accounts, like these people, these churches doing it?
And it gets worse. The UMC was in on a lot of illegal immigration, and they listed themselves as a sanctuary church and took in. I don't even remember. I don't want to put a false number out there, but it was a lot of money.
Right.
And we can actually do a story on that too, because I have all the documents and the videos. But here is here's the email exchange I did with the leadership at UMC, at the United Methodist Church, and this is what they sent me. And this was them defending. Now, I'm only talking about this from a religious aspect. As a Christian, I do not believe in homosexuality. I believe it is a sin. However, I live in America. If you choose to live that lifestyle, it's completely your choice to do. And I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I only deal with people who call themselves Christians. If you're telling me you're a Christian and you're doing that, then we have a problem. I'm gonna have a conversation with you. Outside of that, I don't go around bothering other people on what they do or they don't do.
Well, when people hide behind a cross, it's hard to get to them.
It true enough. But here's the email. I'll put it out there. Here's the email that I actually shared with, went back and forth with one of their, oh, wow, it's not going to let me, oh, yeah, here we go. Reply, here it is. Here's the email. And I got to bring it up over here and you'll be able to see it.
I can't wait.
And they literally were trying to correct me on my interpretation of 1 Corinthians 6:9, and did not want to exchange emails beyond that because they were saying that the word used for homosexuality was not what it originally translated from. When I proved him wrong, he stopped replying to my messages.
Right, because
So-
he's talking to stupid people.
So here's what he wrote, and I'm going to read it for everyone right out loud. The latter is the United Methodist Church has never stated that homosexuality is sinful. To the contrary, the United Methodist Church understands that sexual orientation is as distinct from sexual behavior and is simply different among human beings. On sexual behavior, the United Methodist Church continues to state the following: sexual relations are affirmed only within the covenant of a monogamous heterosexual marriage. But then he actually contradicts himself. The practice of homosexuality, that is same-sex genital sexual relations, is not incompatible with Christian teaching. And it says, goes on to talk about the latter is also. He actually explains it here and why they actually believe that's okay, that it's okay and that it's biblical. He said homosexuality being sinful, the United Methodist Church does not affirm the term sin or sinful as it applies to such things. The United Methodist Church has never stated that this practice is sinful. Meanwhile, again, on the matter of Scripture, there are real legitimate differences between the interpretation of these matters with sound argument. And it may be obvious to you and may be the majority of the United Methodists that homosexual relations, even in the context of monogamous marriage, would be simply sinful, basically stating that it is okay as long as you're in a monogamous relationship. And then and we traded barbs, I think, one more time after this.
How did he interpret that from what he read to you? That doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't use any biblical
It's like,
backing.
I'm going
There's
to
no
tell you
verses.
this, but I don't want to tell you what I'm paid to tell you. That's what it sounded like happened.
He didn't talk about Romans 1. He didn't talk about Jesus saying this is a marriage is between one man and a woman. I also went at them for having women preach in the church because this is also not biblical. So he made Eve from the rib of Adam, so she would be Adam's helper. Paul talked about the creation of the church and said that that the leader of the church should be the husband of one wife. He talks about how all these things are set up. What is happening in America?
Is so Christians, he literally lives by those rules.
And she should, and everyone should.
He does 100%.
Trad marriages
every single day.
The sexiest thing in the world to me is a woman who actually lives and abides by those words and doesn't take offense to them, because that's a woman and she knows where her strength is. And a true women can raise real men and they can raise ladies. The reason why the world is crazy and women are not acting right because they're not raised right.
No more. There's no more etiquette.
Everything is relative.
They walk around all macho now.
Maurice put a few months back. They
macho women are not sexy to me. Sorry. They can have the
but
best body.
There is a difference
the world,
between
but the minute they start asking masculine, I'm turned off.
But there is a difference between being masculine and feminine and actually saying just because you're masculine, you're a man. That's the thing.
I prefer submissive, nice women, not ones that threaten to wrap me in the mouth if I get out of hand, you know?
It's a preference. Everyone has a preference. Yeah. Maurice put a video on his timeline a few months back where, and it was a skit, but it was enough to incite people. A woman went out with her 4-year-old son and she got him a book bag for his first day at school and she picked up a pink book bag. Now the dad was like, absolutely not happening. right? And we went through this whole video and we tried to get people's opinions on this, and the opinions varied dramatically.
Of course they would. Some people would say, who cares? It's a kid. And some people would say, don't teach him that.
Well, the thing is what they tried to stick to was that just because of the color, and they tried to make it more about the color instead of the meaning behind it.
They don't know history. In the 30s, pink was for boys and baby blue was for girls.
But the thing being is the cultural insinuation opens the doors to
the color
allow
just meant baby at that time.
If everything is relative or objective, right? That means nothing actually means anything. When you get to a point in life where there nothing is just true or just false, but everything is relative, what that does is opens the door to make everything okay.
Right.
Nothing becomes bad in that world. Moral relativism allows
like,
you
oh,
to
you accepted this. Why don't you accept this? And it's a domino effect.
Correct. It just continues to degrade. And that's why we're in this, I would call de-evolution of our society.
That's why you're not allowed to call out certain cultures' attitudes and what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Identity politics.
It's not socially acceptable.
Identity politics. It's a great thing, right? I can't.
How dare you point out that truth, you racist?
Yeah. The truth is the truth, no matter who says it. And now, we have, and here's the thing too, as a Christian, if you're a Christian, you're my brother or sister. I don't believe in something called a black church or a white church or an Asian church or whatever. It's the church.
Correct.
And what the Bible says is come out from them, separate yourself from them. So when you go and you start putting your identity into a group, you've separated yourself from the Bible and the people of the Bible. I don't care what color you are if you believe in Christ. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why Paul preached to the Gentiles, because they weren't accepted. That's why Jesus took a drink of water from the Samaritan woman at the well. Those barriers need to come down.
You got to pay attention to the small people too.
Yeah, well, midgets are cool.
Yeah, those people too.
But yeah, man, I mean, listen,
it's little people, damn you.
I love, and they're great people.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But
I'm
the
talking
thing
about the
is
people that don't have a voice, the poor people. What I mean by the small people, what the governments and stuff consider,
That's
even
what-
churches, they don't
that's
want
what
you to
PPN
have a
is,
voice.
brother. That's what
I try
PPN
to
is.
do that on TikTok. All the people are, they look at the numbers. Like they pretty much look how much money you have, how many followers you have, and people get ignored because of that. And
Follower
it's like that
currency.
in regular life too. TikTok and all that's a perfect example. No one wants to hear you if only 100 people listen to you.
Yeah, exactly. And your best friend will change up for a few followers too. So there are people out there that clout chase to the degree where is it they feel like putting you down will get them a little more popular. They'll do it. They'll do whatever it takes.
I deal with it all the time. I think I found a friend, and then they go, because they start demanding it. Like I said, it starts with appreciation, then expectation, and when they don't get what they expect from me, they resent me.
Here's the
Like,
thing.
son of a bitch, all that shit I did, you're mad because I'm like not dedicating my life to you now.
Here's the thing. I live and die and judge everything based on loyalty.
Right.
Here at PPN, we are a family. I will stick up for, ride with, whatever, everyone on this network. If people within the network have personal issues, my phone is open all the time.
You
Doesn't
proved that
matter.
with me so far.
And-
You're always
and-
there.
and-
I say something to you, you answer right back.
And even if I'm at work, it don't matter. The thing is, it's like
You'll be like, I'm in a meeting.
there are
5 years later,
people.
still give me an answer.
There are people that we have worked with and helped over the years that took all that help, usurped it to the most they could, and thought that they would just dip out and take that with them. Well, it didn't work out.
Right.
Their disloyalty blew up in their face, and it's terrible. I pride myself on not airing those.
I'm Sicilian,
behind-
so I it's in my bloodline loyalty.
I just don't air out. Like I won't tell the. Now, if they go online and they start saying the wrong thing, then they leave me no option but to put the truth out there.
Right.
So as long as they don't say
I'd have
anything,
1 million followers if I just stopped telling the truth.
I'm not getting into the childish internet wars and all that kind of stuff. You look ridiculous as a grown man
It's
going
mostly
back and
people are
forth.
responding to AI bot farms anyways.
Yeah.
You're arguing.
Well, I'm talking about personal issues, though.
With a farm. You're arguing with 100 phones in some Indian guy's closet.
I'm talking about personal issues. So I'm talking about people. I still don't do it.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Don't do it. You look a fool doing that.
And they will eat you alive. You start saying personal information. I give them nothing. They ask me anything. Are you military? Were you a cop? Did you do this? I'm not telling you.
Yeah, you're profiling yourself and then giving them more.
That's why they're asking.
We've had people get swatted.
That's called data farming.
We've had people get swatted. We've had true things like that happen. So I give out as little information as possible, but I let people know full well. I'm very kind. I will do anything that I can to help anyone, but never forget where I came from. 5 years in a maximum security prison. And I was not on protective custody yard. I ran with the worst of the worst when I was in there until God got a hold of me. And so don't think for a second that person still is not living inside of me. I have to fight all the time to make sure. I'm a perfect
example of turning my life around too. I just don't talk about it publicly.
It irks me sometimes when people think that I'm not, or I'm that one, and then they find out real quick that that's not true. It's not true at all. Don't take my kindness for weakness. It's a very stupid move. And as long as that and loyalty between those two things, dude, I'll do anything. Maurice is one of my best friends in the world, bro. That guy has such a big heart. People don't know how big, just from the little interaction they have with him over here. They don't hear the private talks and hear the private conversations that we have. They have no idea to the level which that truly is reality. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. It was great.
I was going to say, my battery's yelling at me right now.
I want to say, don't forget, guys, please say a prayer for DJ Daniel.
Absolutely.
This kid is such a cool little guy, man.
Inspiration.
I love this kid. He's an amazing family, an amazing dad.
Like a 35-year-old man stuck in a 10-year-old body.
He says it all the time, dude. Says it all the time. But he's a great kid, and we want to see him get better. And just so everyone realizes, he had a medical incident. It's not beyond that. Don't listen to the rumor mill. I just got off the phone with his dad a little over an hour ago. I know exactly what happened. I'm not going to get into detail, but when people are going to evidently put up posts and troll and do all these things to get clicks and all that, it's not true. He's resting. He's okay. He did have an incident. Beyond that, I'll wait for dad to actually say it. I'm not that guy, but that's what I'm okay to say. So that's what I'll say. Just say a prayer for him. Absolutely. Petition the Lord on his behalf. We all need that. Pray for me too. Pray for White Rabbit. Pray for PPN, and pray for peace in Israel. God said, those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. So there it is. Guys, as usual, the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. Evil will never retreat willingly. Correct. It must be beaten back. So you have to be intentional, and there's no such thing as neutrality right now.
Correct.
Pick a side. Fence sitters are not going to get respected. Pick a side.
Yep.
We'll see you soon, guys.
See you guys. Love your white gray rabbit.
A little shout out.
Yes.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They banning us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
PPN, you're doing the right thing.
On the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
PPN on your bumper.
I'm Tom McDonald. This is the Patriot Prayers Network. Check it out. Lots of good TV. Lots of cool people. Tune in. Keep it locked.
I'm the white boy with the middle fingers in the air, dog. We don't give a what. 100 white boys gonna hold me down anywhere, dog. We think that you suck. My Patriots the craziest. They ain't afraid of breaking fists on faces. If you really wanna taste of this, no safety tip. The same mistake and spray the clip. I pray you miss, cause if you don't, they gon' go wacko. Automatic gun smoke like tobacco. Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them. There's these that those. I ain't never gonna take abandoned. I was raised to be brave to the grave. United States, we love the country that they've been corrupting. Go woke and go broker if you ain't awake. My people love this country and we're under attack. They banned us, they cancel us for speaking the facts. If you man enough, come stand with us, take USA back. And every time we pull up, all you do